Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of the Clustercraft Devlogs, the 3D Compute Manager from Strong Compute. We've got a couple things to share before we round out the year. That is some relatively, just some additional features that will help you display your infrastructure in a cool and visually engaging manner. So, if I open up the cinematic menu, and I go to the edit shot tab, we've got a couple more shots that we've developed. We'll show you those now. So I'll just hit start cinematic. So we've got this new shot that starts by focusing on the cluster's name and the stats of the cluster, and then we'll zoom out to show all the total infrastructure in that cluster. Yeah, we've got this one that zooms in on a single GPU and then pans up to show all the total infrastructure. We've got this one that is very similar, that pans across nodes. We've got this one that starts at the top and then works its way down. So sort of a top-down approach in that one. Flyover.
Yeah, this one's a bird's eye.
Yeah, this one's the bird's eye view. And this one, which is very much like a reverse of the zipper effect from previous shots.
That's where we've ended it.
And that's it. Great, so those are all the new shots that we've added. So it's a couple more ways to show off your infrastructure in a visually engaging way. In addition, we've been working behind the scenes on a couple of different ways that we can show these low-level boxes. So they work really well. They look quite cool at the moment, but we want to add a bit of realism to show what they might look like in a real data center. So we'll start at the bottom and work our way up. So we have these aisles in our system at the moment, and we're planning on making them look like a red metal box that covers those nodes. So if I hop into Blender, which is where this is where we do our mockups, and then we'll bake them out and we'll put them into our main system later. But this is what an aisle is going to look like. So it sort of looks like a red box that encapsulates those nodes. And then we'll move on to the halls. So a couple of aisles will go into a hall. So it'll look like this. So it'll look like a glass panel that looks into a bunch of aisles. In addition, we've got this mock-up of a bunch of what floors will look like. So if you recall, the halls look like these boxes in here. And then we've got floors that will expand out to encapsulate those halls. So that's what those will look like. And then we've also got working on a different computer. We're working on materials to make buildings look like real buildings and not just big grey boxes. So we're planning on having those into the system as soon as possible. So by the time we record next week and show those off, they'll be ready to go and they'll look very exciting. But yeah, it'll be a way to show what your infrastructure might look like in real life while maintaining simplicity and a cool visual style. And that's all the stuff we have to show off this week. We're just rounding stuff off, fixing bugs, and overall making stuff look better for you to show your stuff off. But yeah, as for that, I believe that's the end of the year. We'll be finishing up in the office this week. So are we going to have a future devlog for the rest of the year? We'll see how we go with that one. But if you don't see us, have a lovely new year. We look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye.